And we got game number 2 coming your way from the Bronx. Jake and I are here to do the pregame show, talk a little about the lineups, what we're looking forward to, what we're worried about. I don't know, Jake. How do you feel going into game 2? What's your excitement level compared to opening day?
Ooh, excitement level. Interesting way to look at it. It's obviously a little lower.
Mm-hmm.
It's opening day for a reason. But still excited. That game was the tip of the iceberg. The first game was, and you heard all the Yes Network guys talking about it. You heard us talking about it. It was what we thought a Yankee win looks like this year. We had a couple home runs. The pitching held up. Like that's, with the guys were patient at the plate. It was, take your walk, keep it moving. We'll get someone to drive you home eventually. I think patience and pitching was the one the Yes
Patience
Network
and power,
saying.
I thought.
Patience and power, excuse me. Patience and power. I was saying bullpen and bombs coming into the season. They looked great. We're playing the Orioles. I don't know, man. I'll say this. If the Orioles win this game today somehow, it's still going to be threat level midnight in the Yankees universe because, oh my God, the lowly Orioles and Nate Carnes got us. But, well, hopefully we don't have to deal with that.
Well, that kind of leads me into where I wanted to go because this Orioles team sucks. They're unanimously the worst team in baseball going into the season. But the Yankees aren't going to go 19-0 versus the Orioles this year. No team is going to go 19-0 versus the Orioles this year, I would guess. So
We'll see.
We'll see.
But it's hey, I'm a baseball guy. You know how much I love stats and would normally just nod my head and say yes. This Orioles team is so bad.
The Yankees are going to lose a game or two to this Orioles team. I hope it's not this series. It would really be nice to start the season off with like a 3-game sweep, considering how bad they are. Let's do the Orioles lineup. No, it's a Yankee show. I'll do the Yankees first, and then we'll talk about the Orioles. I just have one thing to say. Yankees got Gardner leading off again, Judge in the 2-hole, Stanton, Voit, Andujar, Sanchez. That's all exactly the same. The first 6 are exactly the same. Glaber slides down from the 8-hole to the 7-hole. He's playing second base. Tulowitzki's in the 8-hole now, and DJ LeMahieu is in the 9th hole playing third base, which moves Andujar to DH. So there's a couple new things positionally today we got. We got Voit playing first base for the first time this season, game 2. He didn't play 2 days ago. We got LeMahieu on the field playing third base with Andujar on the bench. If you listen to us all offseason and listen to any Yankees probably any Yankees podcast or anybody that's talking about what the Yankees strategy was going to be, this was kind of a known thing. Andujar's going to get his rest days and be a DH a good amount, especially with Hicks hurt, because it opens up the DH for these other people to play instead of Stanton. What do you think about the new mix-up for the Yankees?
Well, I think it's going to be today the light bulb. I don't want to say the light bulb clicked, but you and I have been talking a lot this offseason about DJ LeMahieu, and yeah, he's easily going to be able to sneak into the lineup outside of injuries 4 or 5 times a week. They'll rest Andujar a day, maybe Glaber a day, Tulo a couple days. And when I saw today's lineup, I also saw tomorrow's lineup because I think they're going to rest Tulo tomorrow. LeMahieu goes to second, Glaber goes to short. And so we're going to start seeing this you're going to start seeing the wheels turn.
Carousel.
I doubt there's going to be, unless if and when injury strikes, then we might see some more regularity if we have to bring up some different guys. But if all these guys are healthy, this is going to be what it looks like. And yeah, man, excited to see DJ LeMahieu, Gold Glover, as a second baseman. We're going to see him a lot at third this year. And I think it's going to be interesting. We saw Neil Walker and Adeiny Echeverria, who was very talented with the glove, but Disco Neal was just, a good ball player, hadn't played a lot of third base. He looked good over there to the point that he was a defensive replacement in some important games for us. So, at DJ LeMahieu, are you going to be as good? Are you going to be not as good? I think people are expecting him to be better.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what DJ's doing, and you're right. We're going to see the carousel. Tomorrow's game, probably Romine's going to be in instead of Gary. Tulo's going to be out. We got a bunch of guys that don't want to play 3 games in a row. Although, with Gary getting an off day yesterday, maybe Gary does play tomorrow as well, because it is a day game. We'll get to that tomorrow. What about Bird? Bird's last at bat is a home run, Jake. There's no changes. I didn't expect them to change anything due to like that. I think some old school managers or some old school people would be like, he hits a home run and now he's got to sit out 2 days because with the off day and then today. What do you got? Any thoughts on that? I think they make plans and they stick to plans and they don't let a recent performance change their plans that much. And also, I'm not upset about this at all. That's how the rotation has worked and that's how we knew it's going to work. And it's kind of shitty that Bird's got to sit on a home run, but it's better than sitting on 4 strikeouts for 2 days in a row.
Yeah, and that's kind of the funny thing, and it's where baseball's a little beautiful. Birdie was 0 for 3 with 3 Ks going into that last bat. Lefty on lefty. People were saying, why aren't they pitch hitting LeMahieu to get him an at-bat? And then the guy's fortunes change with one hanging curveball. I think you're right. The Yankees had this plan. And, hey, if you're such a Bird guy, who you taking out of the lineup today? Are you taking Andujar out? Are you taking Voit out? He also went yard. So it's almost that, we're still in March Madness.
My answer would be to take Tulo out today.
Right, but we know how important they view the shortstop position and what they want Tulo to do there, and coming off the off day. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're gonna use Tulo while they can. So yeah, I mean, I get it to a degree. Whatever the team ends up looking like today, but it's Tulo at shortstop. It's March Madness snubs. Oh, my team got snubbed. Well, you got to take a team out, and I think Tulo, you can make an argument there, obviously, with Glaber being able to slide over to short, but then you've got Andujar back at third. I mean, this is a lineup that they want to see out there a little bit. So it is what it is. Greg Bird, leave the table when you're hot is fine sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's just something that I think other people are going to be like, oh, that's kind of shitty, but whatever. Baltimore, they changed up their lineup a little bit, and they ruined my what to watch for here. Maybe I'll save it for tomorrow, but they got Villar at second, Smith Jr. playing left, Mancini at first, Nunez at DH, Rickard at right field, Ruiz at third, Jackson in center field, Sucre at catcher, Martin at shortstop, and they're using an opener in game 2. They don't even in Carnes. I think we're going to see Bundy after Carnes. I haven't seen that officially, but I believe that's the plan.
I haven't seen too much Bundy talk. And maybe it's just the Orioles are trying to play mind games. I mean, they actually, I see on Baseball Reference they have Bundy listed tomorrow, but kind of nobody knows with the Orioles right now. We're going to get Nate Carnes. He's a familiar face. He was on Tampa for a little bit. He jumped over to Seattle. And he is a guy that started games before. I think the Orioles are playing this like an opener, but if Nasty Nate Carnes is getting guys out, they're going to keep rolling him out there because they're the Orioles and they need to. So I'm interested to see that. And yeah, this Orioles team, I mean, If you've been following the Yankees for a little while, Mancini is a familiar face. If he's coming up with runners on, especially against Paxton today, I think they're going to be trying to swerve that. They talk about the lanes a ton, blah blah blah. Him and VR, I mean, they're the only guys in the lineup. I mean, VR had the 2 hits on opening day, and Mancini had 3. So, and they're the 2 guys that jump out as major league players. So, I think as long as you navigate those guys towards the top of the lineup, I mean, this is a tough roster.
And my man Chris Davis is getting benched. Game 2 of the season after going 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts and getting pinch hit for. He was going to be my what to watch for because I think watching him with his stubborn swing is one of the most funny things going in baseball right now. I mean, I made a video of it. I'll throw it right here anyway. Basically, he swings as if the ball's on a tee. And if the pitchers don't throw it 90 and right in the middle, he's not going to hit it because that's the only place he will swing. It's interesting. Good for the Orioles for benching him.
Yeah, he's one of the worst players in baseball. We'll see. Maybe he gets the pinch hit today when the Yankees get to someone in the pin. But yeah, it won't be the Chris Davis show today.
I had some stats for Bundy up, but it looks like he is going to start tomorrow, so I don't know what their plan is. I have no idea who the bullpen is for the Orioles. I know that Gardy has good numbers off Carnes and 10 at-bats. He's got 4 hits, so that's not bad. No one else really has anything.
I think a bigger thing for you and me is I think a lot of teams are going to try to throw the kitchen sink at the Yankees this year when they're in town. And let's be honest, we kind of hate the opener just because when we saw it last year, it's awkward. It's uncomfortable. You're going to see 4 different guys essentially every at-bat, so it's tough for hitters to get into a rhythm or find what they're looking for. Obviously, you'd love to. I mean, I could say this for every game this year. You'd love to see the Yankees get started early, but especially when there's an opener on the mound, man. I would love if it's mid-May and we could say, the Yankees are 10-1 against openers this year. Like, get that shit out of here.
Yeah, last year they were bad versus the opener, so it's definitely something that as a team, I would hope that they at some point said like, "Yo, all right, we got to change our strategies here. We got to attack or take or whatever they want to do." Because usually the Yankees are patience, take your pitches, make the pitcher throw a lot of pitches, get up his pitch count. With an opener, none of that matters. So I think some games last year, they didn't know what to do. Do we work the count, or is this guy going to be out of here in 2 innings? So just try to get the good pitch. And then they went up there swinging at first pitch sometimes. It's a mind fuck. So we'll see how the Yankees come out of it today. For the Yankees, we got Paxton making his Yankee debut and his home debut all in one for New York. That's pretty fun. I'm excited about this. The trade that everyone liked to forget. He's now being forced. You're being forced to remember it.
Yeah, big game, James. The big maple. We one of the fun stats we stumbled into in the offseason is that he's one of those starting pitchers that he can have a tough first inning, but normally he settles down good after that. So it'll be interesting to see his first inning, the juice is flowing, his first start in the stadium, if he's composed or if maybe he's reaching back a little more. He's got the juices running through him. I was listening to R2C2 the other day. He said he's kind of one of those intense guys. He's the kind of guy, if he has a bad start, he's going to be going into the locker room and screaming and letting it out and then fighting for the next one. So I'm excited. I mean, this is the guy that you've heard the best talk about amongst the Yankees. He had a really strong spring, 17 innings, 2.08 ERA, 19 strikeouts. You're hearing CC casually drop, he's got a chance for Cy Young type stuff and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, if this guy gets going early against this lineup, it should be a good day, especially with the juices in the stadium.
Yep. And no one on this Baltimore team has more than 5 at-bats for him, so he's basically facing a fresh lineup. I think Chris Davis had 5, so I don't think anyone has more than 4, really.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched him pitch before, I'm not going to do a full scouting report, but he throws a ton of fastballs. He likes that, so you wonder if the Orioles are going to if that's their scouting report, hey, this guy's throwing fastballs, let's just swing up there. We don't know him, he doesn't know us.
And our season doesn't matter.
or maybe the Larry Rothschild and the Yankees way of working in more off-speed stuff. Maybe we see the start of that today. So, yeah, it would. It's going to be 5 and fly again. Tanaka was real close to getting that 6.
It's like 80 pitches.
Yeah, I think you're going to see 80, 85. Hopefully we get 5.5 good innings out of Paxton.
All right, what is your what to watch for on today's game, Jake? Minute on the clock. Starts 3, 2, 1, go.
Jimmy, my what to watch for today, we hinted around it a little bit, but it's the bottom of the lineup today, and obviously DJ LeMahieu's obvious. It's his debut as a Yankee. We just talked about Paxton a good amount. LeMahieu has a chance to be a vital person on this team. He can play all around the field, or that's what the Yankees are saying. A good contact guy, that's what a lot of the internet was saying this Yankees team doesn't have. And, man, if he can have some of the good years he has in his past, guy won a batting title. We have him in the 9 hole right now. And Jimmy, you know this, and this is a narrative we both believe in. The Yankees were best last year when Baby Glaber first came up, and he was raking from the 9-hole. When those bottom of the order guys can keep it moving and get it back to Judge Stanton, that's when we have huge innings. So I'm watching that. And you got Tulo, his second game are the cobwebs off, and Glaber bomb's my guy. So that's what I'm watching.
All right, nice. Yeah, I do like when the lineup gets to be cyclical and that 9th spot really becomes the leadoff spot and the first spot really becomes the 2-hole and then Judge is 3. I love that when Glaber was doing that, we were like 34-9 or something like that. 34-14, I think, last year. I am watching Paxton and Gary. It's their first time as a tandem. A lot of people like to give a lot of the pitchers on the team, besides Sonny Gray, say they love pitching to Gary. Gary gives in his work. I think in the home opener, I didn't hear peep about Gary's defensive abilities calling games. I don't think he had any pass balls or wild pitches or anything egregious happened. He kind of got Tanaka through. They actually changed. Gary and Tanaka came together and changed their formula because the splitter wasn't working. So they said, all right, let's use the fastball as the strikeout pitch and the curveball as the setup pitch, which is a little different than usually it's fastballs, setup, curve. So I'm interested to see this, how many mound visits we get, if there's any miscommunications, pass balls. I want to see if they're talking to each other in between innings. Yes, usually shows that. It's their first time working together, and I think Paxton, Hap, and CeCe all said on the R2C2 show, relationship with the catcher, when you get traded in the offseason, you get spring training to build that relationship. And then I was thinking, like, wow, Gary's got to have, like, relationships with so many people. Like, being a catcher is a lot of fucking work.
Gary's, like, a lot more, I don't know if it's extroverted, but Gary's, like, the most social guy on the team. That's why you see catchers become managers, because they have to deal with the pitchers and the hitting side of it. Yeah, Gary, we picture kind of teddy bear Gare. He's, when the Yankees are up, you see him and Judge or him and Stanton talking, and they're pointing at the seats they're going to hit the home run. But, yeah, he's involved with all these pitchers' lives.
Yeah, he's got to have a line of communication with all of them to know, like, what they like doing, what they don't, whatever. So I'm interested to see the battery today to see what it's doing.
And, Jim, I know we sometimes reach with Gary because you want to look for these things and you want to see it get to a better place. And maybe that's what I'm doing right now. But I know we saw it so often last year. This is a mini what to watch for, but the fastball that's over Gary's throwing shoulder, it's like high and away. We saw that pitch go to the backstop a lot last year. And we think that was Gary's hurt shoulder. And I saw him a couple times. He made that play yesterday. I know it's a baby step, and I know maybe it is my Yankee side brainwashing me that I want him to be good defensively. But he's looked really solid in game one. He looked solid in spring training. Yeah, let's not have that be the topic after today's game.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the Homer draft.
Homer draft.
I am up 1-0. Birdie got me on the board.
Well, so we're tied.
Well, on the real
because I got two halves from Andujar because in the summer those were both out.
Well, I got on
that's
the real
okay. That's okay.
On the real scoreboard. I'm up 1-0. You get first pick though.
I get first pick. All right. Well, I'm going. Let's double down, and it's something from my article I threw up yesterday. But give me Luke Voit, man. This guy's nuts. This guy's an absolute nut job. He's locked in, and it's Jimmy. I think it's funny. We've done all the Shane Spencer stuff. He looks so good. Like, if Shane Spencer didn't exist, I think we'd be saying better things about Luke Voit because Shane Spencer's like the one that hurt us, like almost 2 decades ago, because he came up and he was breaking DiMaggio and all these monthly records. Dude, Voigt's locked in. And Jimmy, I love that second at bat he came up. He already hit the home run, or maybe it was the third, and there was runners on base. 2-0 count, and he takes a fastball that's just off the plate. Like, I would have been swinging out of my shoes. You'd assume Luke Voigt's the guy that would be swinging out of his shoes on opening day. Already hit a home run. He has a chance to make an opening day memory here. But no, the guy has great plate discipline. Give me Voit all day.
All right, I am taking Andujar. He put 2 to the wall last game. He's DHing today, so just bring the bat, baby, and pop one. He looked good yesterday. He had good wood. I mean, one of those shots was like as close to the wall as you can get. The other was warning track, but the first one was like right there. So I'm taking Andujar, and then with my second pick, I wish I could take Judge. I didn't take Judge. I'm taking Stan. I got to get, I mean, we only have one game after this. I'm taking Andujar and Stanton right now. Stanton and Judge really impressed me with their patience, and they're just like, we'll just slap singles. Let's just keep moving. It's all about traffic. That's what Boone likes to say. We're going to get men on base. And then everyone's going to complain about being 1 for 8 in scoring with runners in scoring position. They scored 7 runs. Isn't the goal just to score runs? As long as that happens, I'm not going to complain about anything else. They got on base. Now it's time for Stanton to show off the power. Against a bunch of fucking relievers. Come on. Orioles relievers are going tonight. Stan needs to pop one. I would choose Judge again, but I can't because I already chose him. Who are you rounding off your team with?
I kind of want to get cute with it and like save Judge for tomorrow. And you know what? I am, because he's gonna get it. He's gonna get a couple looks at Bundy, and I like his odds better than Bundy. Let's go Kraken. Let's go Gary. Not sure, you mentioned it. Not sure if he's gonna get the catcher rest day tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good reason for choosing him.
Gary, let's catch a good game against Paxton. Poke a home run, get this season going. It was so beautiful that his first hit was just that nubber off the end of his bat after having the terrible BABIP last year, and he's, hitting these hard balls that are getting caught. And then, I mean, that's baseball, Susan. The guy hits one basically off his knee, and it just dribbles through the infield. So, Gary, catch one, babe. Get everyone excited for you again.
Boom. There we go. Andujar and Stanton versus Voit and Gary is for the Homer draft today. I am currently up 1-0. Thank you, guys. Go enjoy the game. Enjoy your Saturday. Let's play ball.